welcome to the class. See, in the previous session, we have worked out some of the problems. See, we have substituted x is equal to tan theta. Okay, in our previous class, we have solved 3 problems. In all those expressions, we have substituted x is equal to tan theta and reduced them to the simplest form, and then we have found out the derivative. So, let us continue to solve some more examples in this session. See, this also carries 3 marks. So, I have written one expression here. Okay, what is the question? If y is equal to secant inverse of 1 by 2x minus 1, find dy by dx. So this is a condition: x is greater than 0, less than 1 by root 2. Okay, so what is the given expression? See, y is equal to secant inverse 1 by 2x square minus 1. See, as I told earlier, for the previous problems which we have worked out, see, x is equal to tan theta. Our substitution was x is equal to tan theta. So it's not the rule that every time we have to substitute x is equal to tan theta. See, if we put x is equal to tan theta here, we will not succeed. So that's why we have to observe the quantity within the bracket. See, it is outside is secant inverse is present. Then inside I have 1 by 2x square minus 1. See, the x is in the denominator. So our substitution must be, see, put x is equal to cos theta. Then if I solve for theta, I will get what? Cos inverse x. See, what happens to this expression? Secant inverse 1 by, see, 2 x square. See, x means cos theta. This is cos square theta minus 1. See, denominator becomes 2 cos square theta minus 1. So we know this 2 cos square theta minus 1, the formula is what? It can be written as cos 2 theta. See, you have to recall this result. This is very, very important. Okay, 2 cos square theta minus 1 can be written as cos 2 theta. So that will be what? Secant inverse of 1 by, so this whole thing is nothing but cos 2 theta. Okay, then I can write this as secant inverse. See, 1 by cos means what? So see, 1 by cos means it will be written as secant. So we know cos theta is equal to 1 by secant theta. So they are reciprocals. Okay, then 1 by cos means what? Secant. See, now I got secant inverse of secant. So I can write this angle here, see, 2 theta. So 2 into, so what is this theta here? See, theta is what? Cos inverse x. Now at this step, we can differentiate this. So differentiate both sides with respect to x. Then I am applying the differential operator. Okay. So I am applying the differential operator here. Okay, let me, so what I got here, see, y is equal to 2, okay, I got y is equal to 2 cos inverse x. So if I differentiate, okay, let me write it here. See, if I differentiate both sides with respect to x, so I will operate the differential operator, see, d by dx, that is dy by dx. So 2 can be taken outside. So write it as it is. See, what is the derivative of cos inverse x? We have to recall the derivatives of inverse trigonometric functions. So derivative of cos inverse x is minus 1 by, see, derivative of formula cos inverse x was minus 1 by square root of 1 minus x square. Okay, so I can write this. So that this minus 1 into 2, that will give us minus 2 divided by square root of 1 minus x square. So this is the derivative of this expression. See here, our substitution, see, what is the substitution here? X is equal to cos theta was our substitution. So in this way we can reduce them to the simplest forms. So let us consider another problem. Okay, we will consider the next example here. Okay, next example, let us go for next example. If y is equal to see, tan inverse of sin x divided by 1 plus, okay, in the denominator we have sin inverse of 1 plus cos x, then find dy by dx. So this is another example, so carrying 3 marks. Okay, so if y equals tan inverse of sin x divided by 1 plus cos x, find dy by dx. So let me write the expression. So what is given here? See, tan inverse of, so in the numerator we have sin x divided by, in the denominator we have what? Cos x. Okay, see here, observe this. Can we follow the substitution method, or can we use the substitution method for this example? See, first we have to observe what is the numerator and denominator here. See, sin x is given, so monomial. Then in the denominator I have 1 plus cos x. See, for these two, so we have already simplified this kind of function, or we have written this in simplest form in inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, so there is connection between that chapter and these type of problems. So we have already solved there. See, sin x means, sin x. It's not sin 2x, it is sin x submultiple or half angle formula. So how can we write sin x? See, that can be written as 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2. So this is the standard result. Similarly, 1 plus cos x is there in the denominator. See, 1 plus cos x can be written as 2 cos square x by 2. So these are the important basic results, fundamental results, so which we have learned in first PUC. So just I am recalling those. See, sin x submultiple, 1 plus cos x, that is submultiple. Sin x can be written as 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2, and 1 plus cos x can be written. Just simply we can replace those. See here we need not substitute anything. Okay, directly we can use the formula. So sin x means we can write that as 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2 whole divided. See, 1 plus cos x can be written as 2 cos square x by, okay, let me go to bracket, 2 cos square x by 2. So all this inside the bracket. See, 2 get cancels here. Then 1 cos x by 2 get cancelled. So what is left inside the bracket? Tan inverse of, see, sin x by 2 in the numerator, sin x by 2 divided by, in the denominator, cos x by 2. Okay, sin x by 2 divided by cos x by 2. See, tan inverse sin divided by cos. What is the ratio? Sin of the angle by cos, that is what? Tan. So that I can write it as tan, see, tan x by 2. Sin by cos is tan. So tan inverse of tan. So tan inverse of tan means, by inverse trigonometric functions, I can write the angle here, see, x by 2. The left hand side I have y. Okay, so now we can see, now at this step we can differentiate this. Okay, differentiate with respect to x. So differentiating this with respect to x, we will get the derivative. Okay, so differentiating this. Okay, so let me write it here only. What I got, see, y is equal to x by 2. So then you differentiate with respect to x on both sides. See, we get dy by dx. See, before writing the right hand side, we have to be careful here. See, 2 is in the denominator, 1x. Okay, x by 2 means half into x. So half is a constant. I don't have to differentiate that. Half into, see, derivative of x. I have to differentiate only x. So see, this derivative of x, with respect to x is what? 1. So that is half into that 1. So that answer will be half. So my derivative will be what? 1 by 2. So this way we can simplify this expression. Okay, let us consider another example which carries 3 marks. See, this also we have sin inverse of 2x into square root of 1 minus x square. Find dy by dx. So your condition is x is, see, greater than minus 1 by root 2 less than 1 by root 2. So observe this. If y equals sin inverse of 2x into square root of 1 minus x square, find dy by dx. See, we have also simplified, we have already simplified this example in inverse trigonometric function. Same problem. So I have taken same problem. Only thing is we have to find the derivative. So here for this we have to use, see, y is equal to, so what is the expression here? See, 2x into square root of 1 minus x square. See, what is the substitution? See, sin inverse is outside here. So put x is equal to, see, put x is equal to sin theta. So this is our substitution. So we have to substitute sin theta in place of x. So then what happens to the right hand side? See, sin inverse of, see, 2x, 2 into, see, x means what? Sin theta. Then square root of 1 minus, see, x square means what? Sin square theta. So that is sin inverse of 2 sin theta. So let me simplify this one. See, this is what here, square root of 1 minus sin square theta. So what is this? You know, the identity, sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1, or if the same relation can be written as cos square theta is equal to what? 1 minus sin square theta. So I have this 1 minus sin square theta means I can write that as cos square theta. So what it will be, sin inverse of 2 sin theta, as this is square root of cos square theta means we'll get only cos theta. Okay, then that is sin inverse of 2 sin theta cos theta means that is also standard formula. 2 sin theta cos theta means that can be written as multiple angle formula, that is sin 2 theta. So I can replace this whole thing as sin 2 theta. Sin inverse of sin 2 theta, I get 2 theta. So here, what is theta here? Theta, if I solve for theta, you shift this sign, you get sin inverse x. So that theta comes here. 2 into sin inverse x. On the left hand side we have y. Okay, y is equal to 2 sin inverse x. Now here we can differentiate this. Okay, y is equal to, I got what? Sin inverse x. So differentiate both sides with respect to x. Then what I get? Dy by dx. Derivative of sin inverse x is, formula 1 by square root of 1 minus x square. Okay, 2 is there here. So y is equal to 2. So I will get what? 2. Okay, 2 sin inverse x. So 2 sin inverse x, 2 is a constant. So I will write it as it is. Derivative of sin inverse x is 1 by square root of 1 minus x square. So overall the answer is 2 by square root of 1 minus x square. Okay, so in this way we can find the derivatives. So let us see here. In our previous class, we have special types of functions. So we have already discussed here. Logarithmic functions and exponential functions. Logarithmic functions. Okay, so the functions of the type log x to the base b. Here, these are called the functions of this type. Y is equal to log x to the base b are called logarithmic functions. Of course, condition applies. So here b and x. Okay, so this should be positive, greater than 0. Then exponential function means the functions of the form y is equal to a to the power of x. These are called exponential functions. We also know this definition here. Here y is equal to a to the power of x. Here also condition applies. Okay, so if we replace y is equal to if I replace a by e, then it will be y is equal to a to the power of x. If I replace here by 10, that will be what? Y is equal to 10 to the power of x. All these are exponential functions. Okay, so this log, we can write it as b to the power of y is equal to what? Log x. Okay, b to the power of y is equal to log x. So this can be written as y is equal to log x to the base b. So for example, 5 square, we know 5 into 5, that is what? 25. 5 square is equal to 25. So this can be written in logarithmic form as, okay, this one is called base. Okay, so log 25, this is base here. Base remains same, log 25. So this will be what? 2. So this 2 comes on the right hand side. Log 25 to the base 5 is equal to 2. So that is as good as 5 square is equal to 25. So in this way, so if I write log x base e. Okay, so this is called natural log. This is ln, you can write ln or log x. This is called natural log, or if I write log x base 10, this is common logarithm. This is natural logarithm and common logarithms. So we have discussed all these things, and what was our conclusion here? So derivative of log x to the base e. What is the derivative here? 1 by x. So we got 1 by x. So it is by first principle. You need not worry about the proof here. Only remember the result. Derivative of log x to the base e is equal to 1 by x. And similarly, by using the first principle, derivative of e to the power of x is what? E to the power of x. So we have discussed all this in our previous classes. If somebody asks here, derivative of, so these two are standard results. E to the power of ax. What is the derivative of e to the power of x? How do you write derivative of e to the power of ax? See, for this, we must be aware of the chain rule. See, e to the power of ax. See, e to the power of x, whatever the power of e may be, this power, you think this is x, the derivative of e to the power of x exponential function is itself, see, e to the power of ax into the chain rule, so inner quantity. So derivative of that, whatever the power is the ax, then what it will be, see, e to the power of ax into derivative of ax means a is constant, so I can say I can write this a outside, okay, I will write here a into derivative of x with respect to x is 1, so a into e to the power of x. So what is the derivative of, okay, I will write it directly. Now what derivative of e to the power of x is what, a into e to the power of ax, okay, a into e to the power of ax. Then similarly, if I say, see, what is the derivative of see 3 to the power of x, what is the derivative of 3 to the power of x, how do you write it? See, 3 to the power of x, we have drawn the graph of 3 to the power of x, 2 to the power of x, okay, exponential functions. How do you write the derivative of 3 to the power of x? Means we have to follow logarithmic differentiation. That is another method here. So by following that method, we can write the derivative here. So if e is there, the base is e, then we can write it derivative e to the power of x as e to the power of x only. So this we shall discuss in our next class. Okay, these three results. See, if I say derivative of e to the power of c minus ax, so if negative sign, see, then derivative of e to the power of x is e to the power of x only, whatever this, see, e to the power of minus a into, see, derivative of this minus ax, what is this, see, derivative of minus ax, so you take this minus a outside, derivative of x with respect to x is 1, so minus a into 1, that is minus a, so you write minus a here, that will be what, minus a into e to the power of minus ax. Okay, you must remember this result. Okay, according to this result, we have writing all these. So these are the derivatives of exponential functions and logarithmic functions. Okay, so these two formulas, so you must add to the derivatives of inverse trigonometric functions and derivatives of trigonometric functions. Okay, so we shall consider some more concepts in the next class.